Planet Dolan.
When you do something wrong, sometimes you've just gotta hold your hands up and admit that you messed up. Or alternatively, you could think of an elaborate lie. But what alibis would even the dumbest cop not believe? Which celebrities have told tales to explain their crimes? Here are the ridiculous excuses people gave for breaking the law. I'm Pringle the One, and today, I'll be your narrator.
Number 15.
When Oklahoma resident Lowerdepo Tarf was pulled over by cops for a busted taillight, the police found remains of methamphetamines and drug-taking paraphernalia in the car, as well as her passenger's heroin gear. Outraged, Lori declared that she belonged to the Wicca religion and that it wasn't against the law to possess meth if you're a believer in witchcraft. As it turns out, it actually is.
Number 14.
A state worker in Indiana falsified data on her tax documents for 8 years, claiming to earn half of her actual salary so that she could avoid paying her dues and claim additional benefits of $15,000. When charged with welfare fraud, she claimed that her evil twin had stolen her identity and was claiming the money for herself. Prosecutors found no evidence of any twin sister, evil or not. Then again, who would actually believe that?
Number 13.
After leading the police on a high-speed car chase and crashing into a house, Releford Cooper III was eventually apprehended by the authorities, smelling strongly of booze and weed. Cooper protested his innocence, saying that it was actually his dog that had been driving the vehicle so recklessly. The police found no sign of a dog, which either means Cooper was lying or the pooch was smart enough to make a clean getaway. Get it? Clean? Cause he don't do drugs? Ha 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 ha.
Number 12.
With nearly 1,000 people killed by police in the USA each year, sometimes you gotta be careful how you act when the cops are out. In 2015, civilian Ryan Bolinger was shot and killed by an officer who was sitting in a patrol car. The officer claimed that she felt under threat because Bolinger had walked with purpose towards her. So remember, next time you walk anywhere in America, make sure it's without purpose. Just take all the time you want. Because if you're out there walking like you need to go somewhere, you might as well just get shot.
Number 11.
In 1990, 6 American intelligence analysts at any NSA spy center in West Germany deserted their post. They were found 5 days later near Florida in an apartment with $4,000 in cash. The men were taken in and interrogated by counterintelligence as they knew a lot of sensitive information. But the reason they gave for running to Florida was that a Ouija board had told them to seek out alien visitors and also to kill the Antichrist. Classic military intelligence. I would know. I worked with some of those guys.
Number 10.
In 1997, police watched as a 20-year-old transgender sex worker stepped into a large SUV on the West Hollywood Strip at 4 in the morning. Officers followed the SUV, and when they pulled the vehicle over, they realized that the driver was a superstar comedian and actor Eddie Murphy. That guy's hilarious. Murphy claimed he had seen the girl in distress and was offering her a ride home out of the kindness of his heart.
Number 9.
A 42-year-old man was arrested near Manchester, UK for threatening 2 young girls with a pistol. The man had been waving a replica BB gun in his hand, saying he would blow their brains out. Police arrived to arrest the man who admitted to the charge, perhaps not aware of how serious this is in the UK. He soon changed this story, saying that he was so caught up in his anger that he had forgotten he was even holding a weapon.
Number 8.
A woman in Toronto woke up on a sofa after a heavy party and found 33-year-old Jan Ludeker on top of her. She threw him off and he hit the ground, seemingly waking up. With his client accused of rape, Ludeker's lawyer stated that the man suffered from the Parasomnia, a condition where people do unusual things in their sleep, including apparently putting on a condom and having sex with an unconscious woman. Beautiful.
Number 7.
Shortly after midnight, police in Lorain County, Ohio, received a call about dangerous drunken behavior from a 20-year-old at a campground. Police arrived to find Thomas Strope passed out on the ground after drinking a bottle of vodka and picking fights with his friends and some dogs. As he was taken to jail for underage drinking, the boy apologized, saying sometimes he went on rampages after he had been scratched by a wolf some time ago. This must be like the prequel to the Twilight series.
Number 6.
During a rough phase back in 2001, actress and star of Stranger Things, Winona Ryder was caught by security stealing $5,000 worth of jewelry and accessories from a Beverly Hills store. When police arrived, Ryder claimed that she was researching for the role of a kleptomaniac in a movie and needed to know what it felt like to steal. A court decided to show her what it felt like to do 500 hours of community service.
Number 5.
In 2014, a man in a Wisconsin branch of Starbucks started harassing employees and customers before being escorted outside, where he then picked up a large chunk of concrete and smashed the coffee shop windows. Charged with endangering safety and property damage, the man claimed he had been told to do it by Joan of Arc. As we all know, the 15th century French saint famously hated pumpkin spice lattes. She was not about that mocha frappuccino extra latte extra grande size.
Number 4.
Robert Boyd of Belfast, Northern Ireland was accused of holding up a lingerie store and stealing 250 pounds worth of bras, panties, and suspenders. The prosecution claimed he was stealing them as a gift for his wife, but Boyd's lawyer claimed that the man was trapped in the character he had been role-playing for the tabletop game Shadowrun. Boyd had supposedly blurred fantasy and reality, believing himself to be a criminal elf who carried a magic sword and stole panties all day long.
Number 3.
We all know that cats can be douchebags sometimes, scratching your furniture, leaving hair everywhere, and also apparently downloading graphic child pornography. This was the defense of Florida resident Keith Griffin, who claimed that his foul-minded feline had a habit of sitting on the keyboard, and so he had accidentally saved over 1,000 images onto his PC. Griffin was given 12 years, but the depraved cat remains at large.
Number 2.
British West Midlands police spotted a known sex worker in the car of a man who was taking out cash from an ATM at the time. When questioned, the man said that the woman had promised to show him where to buy some tomatoes, and that was what the money was for. While it might be true that sex workers are experts on fresh produce, neither the police nor the courts bought this lame excuse, and he was fined for soliciting.
Number 1.
Tracy Ellenberg of South Carolina was enjoying a nice horse ride down the street when someone called the cops on her. She was going down the middle of the road and barely able to stay on the animal because she had consumed a 6-pack of beer before stealing the steed to ride to her boyfriend's house. Ellenberg's defense was that she was not drunk. It was, in fact, the horse who was drunk.
What? Did you know that we have a countdown book featuring some of our best scripts on sale now? Links down below for the physical and ebook versions.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.